डू यू फील कि एक्सेल टेस्ट मिस करके मेरा भी लॉस नहीं हुआ? जीएम ने मुझे वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज दी, जीएम ने मुझे वो करिकुलम दिया, उस लेवल का मुझे नॉलेज मिला कि ठीक है, आई एम रेडी टू कम्पीट एट दैट लेवल व्हेन आई गेट इनटू द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड. डू यू फील सो? गोवा में पढ़ाई कर रहे हो यार? जेन्युइनली पढ़ाई होती है गोवा में, बिकॉज बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स कहते हैं केतन सर हमारी बेटे को XYZ कॉलेज मिला है, वो GIM करके एक कॉलेज है, वो गोवा में. सर गोवा में कहाँ पढ़ाई होती है? भेजे बच्चों को या ना भेजे? Hi guys, welcome to this MBA podcast. A very special guest and one of my student, I would say, Aditya, who's a gold medalist from Goa Institute of Management. We call it as GIM. So Aditya, welcome on board. Yeah. Finally, एक गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट का इंटरव्यू हो रहा है आज. How does it feel, man, to be a gold medalist out of these 250 students and GIM, which is doing amazingly good. It is better than some of the baby IIMs and the new IIMs. By the way, he chose GIM over and above KG Somaya. तो अगर आप उस टीयर वाले कॉलेजेस अगर देख रहे हो और अगर आपको GIM के बारे में जानना है या फिर थोड़ी मेहनत करनी है GIM के लिए, he is the right guy for you. So how does it feel being a gold medalist?
So to be honest, I did not prepare for it, but I think it's about the consistency which you keep on doing each and every subject, each and every trimester, and this is the result of, I think, all 2 efforts you put in 2 years. So I think I'm more humbled, I'm glad, and I think my parents were very happy, so I think that made me very happy. I know, man, MBA में gold medalist लाना बहुत बड़ी बात है, because that stays with you. 10वीं 12वीं ग्रेजुएशन तो ठीक है, बट MBA में गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट ला रहा, that's an exception, bro. So people will admire you और ये तेरे साथ जिंदगी भर रहेगा. कैंपस में फुटेज मिल रहा होगा मेरे ख्याल से, थोड़ा ज्यादा रिस्पेक्ट. सही है. So tell me यार, why you chose GIM का HR program over and above other good B schools, at the same, category. Want to know, how GIM for HR? So exactly, even I had this question, why GIM for HR? But now I have been through the journey of 2 years.
Nice.
I have been an HR majors. So one of the most important things that GIM offers is its strong, robust HR curriculum. We have core subjects, and some subjects are very unique to GIM.
Okay. Such as?
We have leadership in action, which very few colleges offer. Like I am Bangalore, so in this course we were taken to Hamta Pass in Himalayas, and we had to actually we went till 14,000 feet, and wow, we had to
that's
do
a
that
real training. That's a real. So it's just not in the book. It's there on the ground also. Wow, that sounds
yeah,
cool.
And we had to prepare for it. So I used to jog for 3-4 kilometers or 5 kilometers per day. In that particular time, we had to prepare it, upload the screenshots on the India Hikes page, and we were prepared for it. And I think the course helped us to gain those leadership insights, where that is experiential learning. So there are various learning frameworks which we get to know, COPE cycle, learning cycle, and all. So I think that is something very unique. Another thing is we have digitization in HR. It's a new course, and we learn Tableau. We have an exam like midterm and Tableau. So I think that is something quite hands-on. So there are some myths also, which people think that HR only has recruitment part, but there are so many things, data analysis or HR analytics. Obviously the other courses are compensation and benefits, organizational development, and so many training and development, interpersonal group process. So one of the things I remember about this course is we had to form groups, and we had like activities outside the campus. So in the campus, outside the classrooms. So in the lawn, we were given some sticks, and we had to, do some activities together, which were very difficult to do it together. So it was quite fun, and you learn how group dynamics work, how the roles shift from person to person, how each and every individual.
It's more on a practical level, जो तुमको genuinely corporate ready बना सकता है. So I think that's very unique. I think it's just not about HR मेरे ख्याल से. जब तक whenever you talk about GIM, I think the kind of management that they have, I think हर एक प्रोग्राम में ये सब चीजें चल रही है मेरे ख्याल से. So good stuff, man. Yes. So more onto the practical level. So one more question. I am very sure आपने TIS के लिए prepare करा होगा, आपने Excel के लिए भी prepare करा होगा, because you wanted to get into HR. So tell me, अब 2 साल हो चुके हैं, है ना? आप गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट बन चुके हो, आपका जर्नी एक पूरा अभी खत्म होने आया है. डू यू फील कि एक्सेल टेस्ट मिस करके मेरा कहीं लॉस नहीं हुआ? जीआईएम ने मुझे वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज दी, जीआईएम ने मुझे वो करिकुलम दिया, उस लेवल का मुझे नॉलेज मिला कि ठीक है, आई एम रेडी टू कम्पीट एट दैट लेवल व्हेन आई गेट इनटू द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड. डू यू फील सो?
Yes, definitely. So when we
Okay.
talk to our alums, so we have some alums are in Microsoft, they are in
Nice.
leadership position in HR, and a few were HR in Novartis and Infosys. So I think when we see them at such leadership positions or CHROs, so then we get to know that this is something you graduate from, and then it is how the college has made you ready for the journey and how you perform later. So I think we are definitely confident that we will do well, and it could take 1 or 2 years to again bridge that gap. But I think at the end it is the same, more or less.
फैंटास्टिक. हाउ इज द एचआर प्रोग्राम एट जीआईएम? जैसे एचआर के लिए कहा जाता है काफी चिल्ड है, इट्स अ रंगोली रोल एंड ऑल दैट. Do you really agree on that front? Like, honest
No,
opinion.
not at all, not at all. So I think this is required. I think it's a nice conversation. Many people, even I used to think that HR could be easy, but when I got placed, I was fortunate enough to get placed in Saint Gobain in Bangalore.
Oh, that's
It's a
nice,
French
man.
company.
That's a big company, by the way.
Beautiful company, wonderful company. So there I realized, I'm a mechanical engineer, I realized that it was tougher than what I used to do as a senior engineer in my work ex. So because it's not easy to do competency mapping with all your biases aside, and there is a lot of profit loss analysis in training development, external trainings, internal trainings. You have to do vendor negotiations. There's a lot that goes through, and most of us, or the students, they don't know, the freshers or the people from non-HR background. So I am from a non-HR background, and still you can get into core HR companies and core HR roles is what I feel. So it is definitely not easy, because I remember one day I used to I worked for 14 hours in my office and during my summer internship, and it was pretty exhausting. And I think the curriculum in GIM is so robust, so comprehensive, that it helps you prepare for it. So there are so many, you must have, it's like other BB schools only, where you work day and night, you barely get a sleep, you get your sleep, and you have on up to date projects where you get sessions from industry experts. So I think these make you ready for your summer internship, and that's where you can take so much of pressure.
Fantastic. So again, being a non-HR, he got into HR and he's done a great job. He's a gold medalist. तो HR कर सकते हो आप, कोई भी कर सकता है. I think मेरे ख्याल से HR थोड़ा underrated हुआ है over a period of time. It's just not a rangoli role and arranging some outings and all that. That's the employee engagement, which is a part of their KRAs. But I always believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Aditya, HR एक ऐसा रोल है guys जहाँ पे level 1 से आपको टॉप मैनेजमेंट के साथ डिस्कशन या मिलना उठना बैठना अवेलेबल हो जाता है, बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉट फॉर ऑल द स्पेशलाइजेशंस. यू बिकम फाइनेंस गाय और मार्केटिंग गाय, यू माइट नॉट हैव एन एक्सेस टू द टॉप मैनेजमेंट, बट अगर आप लेवल 1 पे भी होना है एचआर में, बिकॉज एचआर इज अ हार्ट ऑफ द एंटायर कंपनी. बाकी सब स्पेशलाइजेशन, फाइनेंस, मार्केटिंग, ऑपरेशंस, एचसीएम वगैरह स्ट्रैटेजी उसके इर्द गिर्द आते हैं. सो एचआर की काफ़ी ज़्यादा वैल्यू है. इट्स जस्ट पीपल आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि यार एचआर क्या लेवल पे, तो थोड़ा सा हम उसको फनी वे में लेते हैं. बट एचआर इज अ फैबुलस थिंग, यू कैन ग्रो द लैडर अप. एंड अगेन मुझे कहीं लगता है कि एचआर इज काइंड ऑफ अ बॉस वाला थोड़ा सा नेचर, बिकॉज एवरीबडी इज स्कैर्ड ऑफ एचआर in the company, right?
And things have changed. We have seen recently people coming from HR background becoming CEOs of companies.
Right.
Because even we learn all the subjects like finance, mark, and all the basic subjects that all the specializations they learn. Rather, what you said was right. In my summer internship, I even got to know that from level 1, you are talking with senior managers.
Exactly, you do.
I had to interview senior people and I had to know their perspectives, and I was just an intern. So I realized my marketing peers are not getting that, and I'm getting to interview really leadership people and take their inputs. So I think that's
something, Aditya, ये मैं बच्चों को पढ़ाता हूँ GDPI में. HR इकलौता ऐसा स्पेशलाइजेशन है जो एम्प्लॉय के फर्स्ट डे से लेके एम्प्लॉय की एग्जिट तक साथ में रहता है. तो HR की बहुत ज़्यादा वैल्यू है. इफ यू लुक एट गाइस, इंडिया बीइंग सर्विस डोमिनेटेड इंडस्ट्री, HR की बहुत ज़्यादा वैल्यू है. नाउ वन क्वेश्चन आई एम गोना आस्क यू, आदित्य. यू आर अ गाय, ओके, एड ऐसा बोला जाता है कि एचआर इज ओनली फॉर गर्ल्स. गर्ल्स वुड डू रियली गुड इन एचआर. आजकल बंदे भी एचआर में जा रहे हैं. बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, तुझे कहीं लगा कि नहीं कि यार मैं बंदा हूँ, मैं HR क्यों लूँ, कहीं मेरा प्लेसमेंट ना हो, ऑल दिस स्टफ, लाइक हाउ डिड यू कैन यू गाइड अस लिटिल बिट ऑन दिस? ये थोड़ा मिथ है यार मार्केट में.
So as a mechanical engineer, you know that so few companies recruit only girls.
हाँ, तू मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर है, आई कैन
Yeah.
अंडरस्टैंड.
So they come only for girls
True.
in mechanical engineering, because even they want everyone has to manage
Diversity.
DNI. Yeah, and again they are very smart, no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. So similarly, it's in HR. So I think somewhere even boys get advantage, because even and today it's 2023. I think we have passed that typical gender roles, and we are moving towards more neutral scenarios, more neutral job roles. So there are many men taking up HR, and I think that diversity can help actually boys in HR. If boys are less, then companies will want to have one or two guys and one or two girls. So actually that is an advantage for guys if you see from that perspective, diversity perspective.
And just a fact check, by the way, for all the audience who are listening to this podcast, most of the top companies के जो HR head है, chief people officer are male. अगर आप देखोगे, so you will find that बहुत ज़्यादा male dominated भी है HR. So it's just not the for women and all that. ये एक misconception है. Aditya, moving ahead, I would love to know how is HR batch. आपको कुछ कंसल्ट के रोल्स मिलते हैं क्या? आपको कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स मिलते हैं क्या? कैसे आपका 2 साल दिखता है GIM में?
So we get consulting projects. So I personally have done I was a student consultant with a faculty for an NGO.
Okay.
So where I could learn about JDs, how do you restructure the salary, overhead, underpaid employees, how do you manage those? So there are more aspects to it. So what happens is faculties can come up with openings, and you have to, it's like an audition, what we say for just say DID के लिए audition रहता है. So in that way you have to pitch yourself, they give a problem statement, you have to prove your point, and they will select the top 1 or 2 people whom they like. And some are paid projects where the college pays decent amount to the students also. So I think you get lot of learning on like totally on the job itself. Like you're attending classes, but evening you're working on as a student consultant. So wow. I think that's a huge exposure when it comes to a CV, and when it comes to your final placements or even summer placements. So this not many organizations or not many colleges will give you such opportunities. And batch, if you say batch is definitely extremely competitive, because everyone wants to perform better. So there are group discussions which take place. We have very healthy discussions. Again,
the GIM peer group is really fantastic, no doubt about it.
And of course, the thing is, the HR, especially the HR group, is you won't find, like the group discussions will be quite peaceful, unlike marketing, where
nice.
It can be
a
scene.
Fish market, man.
Yeah.
Got it. Fantastic. Tell me something more about faculties, here, Aditya. Would love to know about faculties.
So not only HR, I think GIM almost, I'll say 95 approx. Again, like most other faculties are doctorates. So, and from a very very reputed institutes, like some international colleges, some rest IIMs and GIMs and other colleges. So coming from that expertise, and most of them have industry knowledge. So they have 4 to 5 years of industry experience. So with that background, I think they can relate the industry experience with the theoretical knowledge, and I think that blend is very useful for learning. So a few of the subjects like recruitment or compensation, where we actually have to take interviews as our final project in front of the whole class. We have to interview the candidate, and we have to do the recruitment dashboard, and we have to write our inputs, ratings, and why justifications. So I think that is actually what happens in industry.
So more practical learning is what they are focusing a lot on. Cool. So second question that I want to ask is why GIM? But I'm going to kind of थोड़ा twist it. गोवा में पढ़ाई कर रहे हो यार. Genuinely पढ़ाई होती है गोवा में, because बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स कहते हैं केतन सर हमारी बेटी को XYZ कॉलेज मिला है, वो GIM करके एक कॉलेज है, वो गोवा में. सर गोवा में कहाँ पढ़ाई होती है? भेजे बच्चों को या ना भेजे? What's your take on it, Aditya? I wanted to be honest about it.
So, sorry guys, but GIM is not exactly the normal Goa. Which
Goa vibe नहीं है.
Goa vibe बिल्कुल नहीं है. It is just 20-30 kilometers from Karnataka, so it's below very near to Karnataka boundary.
अच्छा.
And the nearest beach will be like 30-40 kilometers, and you are so occupied with your academics, your projects, your internships, and there are so many things, life projects which come to college, your clubs, and you barely get 4 to 5 hours of sleep every day. So you do not have time to go to beaches. Only it's maybe few weekends initially, or in vacations you might go, but it's not that what you feel like. But I think because of
is it as rigorous as the IIMs or something like that? Is it as rigorous as? I've heard about it. I just wanted to confirm.
Definitely. So
Okay.
I remember, especially first year, my God. So it was like you go through a lot. Like you would start thinking why you are doing MBA, because you are not used to that pace in first trimester.
बच्चे ऑलवेज कहते हैं कि सर वो कैट और CMAT और जैट का प्रिपरेशन वाला जो टाइम था वो बढ़िया था. MBA में आके तो सर और बिजी हो गए. हमें उल्टा लगता है. हमें लगता है कि MBA में लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी चिल, बस कैट वैट निकल जाए, बट एक्चुअली उल्टा होता है. कंटिन्यू, प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
And again, you have placement sessions at night, sometimes at 11, 12. You have
right.
some work at morning 3 a.m., 4 a.m. You have submissions. So it's, when you have submissions morning 3, 4 a.m., sometimes you have work, you have club work, committee work. So I think first trimester is all about adjustment in GIM, and then you get that pace and you get adjusted to it, and you then can sail through it easily.
Perfect. But it's a feel good factor कि चलो हम गोवा में हैं, हमारा MBA यहाँ पे हो रहा है ना. थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट मेरे ख्याल से, जो बाकी बच्चों को शायद से ना मिलता हो मेरे ख्याल से.
This is actually different Goa, where you are surrounded by mountains, by Sahyadris, and it's one of the most beautiful campus. We also say here it's Goa's own campus.
But it helps ना आदित्य, अगर campus प्यारा हो तो after so much of hard work, at least you have that peace, 30 minutes or 40 minutes. चलो यार campus तो काफी beautiful है. So I think वो help करता है. My last question to you, buddy, is why people should join GIM?
So one of the major reasons is obviously the excellent placements, and other than that, I would say
फोड़ा है तुम लोगों ने. 55 is going to be तुम्हारा 55 is the highest मेरे ख्याल से, and average कुछ 13.5-14 को टच कर रहा है मेरे ख्याल से फिलहाल.
15.
What about HR by the way? I'm sorry I missed on that. What's the highest for HR?
HR is around 22 lakhs.
That's a very good number. That is extremely good number, because HR में तुमको इतना नहीं मिलता है. You can correct me if I'm wrong. 22 HR में मिलना बहुत बड़ी बात है मेरे ख्याल से. ऐसे में पुणे नारसी मुंजे के नंबर्स अगर हम देखेंगे तो आई थिंक उससे भी मतलब उस लेवल पे टच करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, which is very good. What's the average?
Definitely. Average, it's around, it's very near to the college average. So the college average is 15.
अच्छा.
15, so 14, 13, 15, 14, 13.
So overall like 15 का number is what the average is. Oh.
Yeah, we can say plus or minus 2 lakhs. 13 to 15, 17.
Perfect. Cool. Final touch. Why GIM? Why should they leave other colleges and come to GIM? What's so special?
So for me, it was very different. I had my financial constraints, and I applied to Achievers round. I got 4 lakh scholarship. So
oh yeah, you got a scholarship by the way. Fantastic.
And again, one more important thing which many people don't know, it's not that you get 4 lakhs in one go. You have to maintain your CGPA or percentage above 70% throughout the first year. It is very difficult in MBA. Only 60 people out of 240 around they get. And because since you may not be interested in finance, and you have to ace in that also. So first year you have to put a lot of efforts.
True.
So I think that was very financially viable for me to get a 4 lakh scholarship. And again, like we have eminent alumni, apart from placements and other very normal things which you all know through the website. I think it's about the projects, hands-on experience, and since
as a brand,
I have been here,
you get that competitive advantage also, because मेरे ख्याल से GIM is doing phenomenally good in all the aspects. BFSI हो, PG हो, तुम्हारा analytics हो, HR हो, I think वो भी एक handy आ ही जाता है. All right, thank you so very much Aditya for giving some time, and I wish you all the very best. God bless you man. बहुत अच्छा करो जिंदगी में, बहुत अच्छा करो लाइफ में, and GIM का नाम रोशन करो. ठीक है.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ketan. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
सेम ही है मैन. अच्छा लगा कि एक मेरा स्टूडेंट जो यूट्यूब पे मुझे देखता था आज साथ में आके बैठा है, एंड आई एम सो ग्लैड दैट ही इज अ गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट. सो गॉड ब्लेस यू मैन. विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. कीप किलिंग. टेक केयर. बाय बाय.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.